Namaste to all. In this video I will be talking about labels, division, and separation. They all fall into more or less the same category of how everything is so complex and divided instead of being simple and easy to understand. So we have laws and whatnot that just like there was categories upon subcategories upon this paragraph that what it tells you is through different means just very complex and compartmentalized, or I think that's a word, and it doesn't make any sense as to why everything is so complicated. And if we think about it, when it is good, it is simple. When it is evil, I know I'm using very vague terms, but that's how a lot of people understand it. It is bad and complex. So what sparked this video? The statement I made Sunday in the dream, I 100% agree with. And that is, I want to see the idea of organized religion dead. That's what I said in the dream. I agree with it 100%. And I am gonna real quick show you a video as to what I'm gonna be going through and why I have Uncle Argo up here. I loved that series, the Avatar: The Last Airbender. So what it's explaining is that if you confine yourself to a particular ideology or thought, you are limiting your own ability to understand and learn other stuff. So we're gonna start with labels, separation, and division. Now labels are gonna be things as like God, demons, Buddha. I mean anything that identifies something easily to a person. God is the only thing I can think of. Well, we got angels, aliens, what else? Entities. So we have all these different labels that we put on things. And by identifying what something is to that label, we are limiting what that can be. And I know I went over this in a previous video. It just talks about how when we label something, we limit what it can mean. And we confine it to just that label instead of freely thinking it could mean anything. Like, words mean nothing unless we give it a definition. So, what was the... SpongeBob said Smigodorf or something, and Mr. Krabs was like, I don't even know what that means, but I agree with you. So I don't think that's a word. I don't even think that's a word, but I agree with you. In one of the episodes. I'm babbling. But then, besides the labels, because every word, everything is a label, we have stuff that separates us from each other. So we have school, and walk. And so, well, the kids go to school to more or less get brainwashed. The parents go to work to pay for the kids to go to school. We have things like poor and rich. And then we also have white and black. We fall into skin color. I mean, any skin color can be in that category or in that grouping. And all these are separations. Oh, another one. We got sports teams. So even a sport team, anything that will cause us to fight against each other, more or less. Then with so the separation is more physical separation. Divisions are more like religion and stuff. So division is more like religion. Actually, the skin color could go over here too. What else? But like, so let's think about this. If we all are just confined to like, if I'm just confined to thinking I'm a Christian and I believe in everything that Christians believe in, I'm basically limiting myself to only thinking about that. I like the whole idea is like each religion is basically a board cage. And what I mean by that is you are limited to thinking only that. And you're alienated if you think anything other than what you're basically taught and taught to think. And so unless you're able to break free from like only thinking about that, then you can't truly be free, basically. So like a lot of the stuff I'm looking at is, I mean, it's like through the, I think it's the Buddhist stuff, like trying to do the chakra system and so on. And at least for me, like the reason why I'm clicking with that, like understanding it more, is because like I'm actually feeling the physical effects through trying to do it that way. And a lot of people just let their body go to waste. They never think deeply about anything, and they are confined to only thinking about what they've been taught, what they've been taught. And a lot of it is also because everyone is playing the part of their ego instead of playing the part of their true self. But by breaking free of these things, you can begin to find your true self and learn to be your true self. So that is why I showed the clip of Uncle Igo talking to Zuko about the different nations and drawing wisdom from each one, because everyone is a teacher and everyone is a student, because we can all learn from each other and we can all teach each other. The difference is whether the person is willing to, like, if I'm teaching someone, are they willing to listen to what I have to tell them? Are they willing to think about that? And a lot of people are so set in their ways that they will never give anything else a chance to, like, inspire them to do something else. And so so we have the end of the world coming up, and that is going to be such a shock to so many people's thinking and system that it is going to wake up a lot of people, but there are still going to be people that can't wake up. And part of it is going to be they can't wake up because they don't want to, and part of it is they can't wake up because they still have lessons that they need to learn in their current life that they can't progress to the next one. And so they're probably gonna die of old age, and like they'll get the lessons they need, but they aren't gonna come forth with us into the fourth or fifth density that we are heading to. So I shall state what I said previously again. I want to see the idea of organized religion dead. And I mean, if I'm gonna, I think in a previous video I mentioned, like I see the year 2853. I saw another year recently in one of my dreams, the year 2939, and I believe that is like my final year or year. So that would mean I would live to be 949 years old. And I mean, if I'm actually gonna be living that long, which I mean, I still have my doubts about my dreams about, like, am I really gonna be living that long? But like in the Book of Enoch, we see that these people live for very long times, almost up to 1,000 years, and so it is a very good possibility because we're all getting new bodies that we will live that long. So if I am gonna be living 2009, I mean 939 years, that would mean I can definitely see my full plan to fruition. That I can definitely see that the idea of organized religion is dead because each religion is confining you to a specific idea, and it doesn't. If you go against that, it's uh, like everyone else in that religion is going to reject you for thinking outside the box or just dislike that you're doing that because it doesn't agree with what they want. And it's the whole cognitive dissonance thing. And we are all just very limited in what we're supposed to think. Our society is all about you think this way or that way. You can't do both. It's all about you can be friends with white people or can be friends with black people. You can't be both. I mean, I know plenty of people that are either ways and I'm fine. I mean, I know plenty of rich people and poor people. It's all about division, all about continually separating us further and further so that we will always argue or something. And I mean, I'm lucky that I'm in a family that we can talk politics and not get into a pissing match about it. We can argue about it, but there's no like ill will to it. I know there's plenty of families where if they start talking about politics, like some of them are getting in fist fights, and it's it's all about division. It's just very limited, and unless people get past this, which I think, because like I said, because the end of the world is coming, and once that starts to happen, it's going to be such a shock to people's system that they will have to unite more or less and see that everything is one. We are one and so forth. And all of this is a thought process. It's not a religion. It's not a religion. It's just a way of thinking that we can be united in. We have no ill will towards anyone. It's just it's a higher level of thinking that hopefully people will start to see and begin to adapt into their daily lives instead of getting in, like I said, pissing matches over just the most mundane of things. Over whether, like, I know, what was the recent game for the Super Bowl championships? Uh, I think it was Packers for San Francisco. So people are like arguing over they wanted the San Francisco 49ers to win over the Packers. Like, that is a pointless argument. It means nothing in the long run. It doesn't help you at all. Um, but yeah, that is the video. Hopefully people find it very useful. I know, looking back on the Avatar, which I probably should rewatch the entire series, it's a very inspirational show, and it probably inundated a lot of kids to those kind of ideology, which you need to look at the full picture. You need to see the chain reactions from each individual thing in your life to see, like, oh, this led me to this, and so on. It's That's the, like, divinity coming in or whatever. That's what we call the divine. It's being able to see the chain reactions from one event to the next and how that shapes who you are. So stop limited thinking. It's very bad for you. You can only grow when you step outside what you're comfortable with. If you're gonna stick to being some isolated person who's stuck with their particular religion, who's stuck in thinking they are the best, and so on, I mean, that's narcissistic. But you're never gonna grow that way, no matter how hard you try. You might do a lot of hard work and get somewhere in life, but mentally it limits you a great deal, and that's just bad for your health. So, I mean, like the clip I showed at the beginning said, find balance, find what works for you, find what doesn't, and so forth. So, like, share, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. I will continue uh, helping people into the future. I think I'm gonna make that like a motto. And I will be continue doing weekly videos. I did this one instead of the other idea because I felt this was more prevalent and more needed rather than the other video, because the other video was gonna be just like theorizing and speculation, which, I mean, I'm still gonna do, but this was more important at this time. So with that being said, have a good day. Hope to hear from you about what I've talked about and so on.